Professional wrestling is the one true sport. Other sports have their share of intense, dramatic moments, but nothing can compare with professional wrestling.
Extreme Championship.
Welcome to Wrestling History X, where three friends come together to talk about the stories behind the matches. I'm Matt.
And I'm going to make you bleed, and I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Cool. Why would anybody say both of those things in a row?
Welcome to episode 380, ECW on TNN. Yeah, that's right. This is the first episode ever of ECW on TNN, produced by ECW. It would air on August 27th, 1999, with a taped episode containing matches from the past few months from various places, with a TV rating of 0.9. And you're like, God, that wasn't good. But considering that it's ECW and it's a Friday night at I want to say it was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it was. I did not watch this live, but I remember when ECW, it must have been, I don't know how long the show goes on TNN.
It's about a year and a half.
Okay, well, much later into its run on there, I remember having, my friend was over, and I was watching it on the TV, and he's like, let's do something else. They're like, this isn't WWF, this is low rent bullshit. And I didn't know who any of the guys were, probably because there wasn't any left at that point.
Yeah.
And that was like my first introduction to ECW. It was my buddy who we both watched wrestling was like, what are we even doing? This is some low rent dog shit. It's basically what he said.
I mean, the production values weren't great, but
yeah,
TNN didn't really help them out either.
It was just an experiment where they were like, hey, wrestling's big right now.
Yeah.
9 o'clock on a Friday when everybody's home watching TV, they can have that spot. It's like, what are you really going to draw?
Yeah, exactly. But something that would happen right around the same time, Vitamin C would give us the graduation song for the next year on her self-titled debut album that would release the next week.
This is our spiritual successor to, what's it called? The Green Day song.
Had the time of our lives.
Yeah, time of our life. This one is definitely much more poppy. I don't think it has as long of a tail because Time of Your Life will be played forever and ever to the chagrin of many. But this song is an earworm. And since I don't hear it as often, when it shows up, I'm not mad about it.
No, I'm not either. But it literally is like, you made this song to purposely be a song that plays at graduations.
Yeah. It's specifically written where the Green Day song, I don't think that was the intention.
It was not the intention of that
song.
This one
That's the intention. And if you don't know it, it's as we go on. It's a wonderful piece of cheese.
Yeah.
It's
actually less poppy than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's the chorus.
Than I remembered. I mean, the chorus is poppy.
It's kind of low key, almost rappy. It's like it's R&B by a white girl.
Where's the chorus?
Yeah, everybody only remembers the chorus. I didn't even remember how. Yeah.
We remember.
It's just so. This is
putting your hands together and waving them back and forth.
We talked about it last week. I think I referred to Mambo Number 5 as like a perfect AI song. This one might even be more.
It might even be even more of one. Yeah.
Yeah, just engineered to be used for exactly what they want it to be used for. I don't know any other Vitamin C songs.
No, not at all.
I hope she invested well.
She bought her a Maui house probably from the money that she gets off this song.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably only know it because it wasn't my graduation song. I got the Green Day song, but it was my wife's graduation song.
Oh, really?
And I remind her all the time how her graduation song was lame and mine was cool. So,
I mean, yeah, this song also got some TRL play, but probably because like they probably released it when school was like getting out, like a couple months before school was getting out. Just like it seems so.
I mean, it got released in August of '99, and so it was ready for people for the year 2000 to use as their song.
It's super funny.
Are you looking to see if she had any other songs?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Which is also such a gimmick too, because it's like, oh, she's a redheaded girl. What's her name going to be? Colleen Ann Fitzpatrick. Colleen's not much of a good pop star name. Vitamin C, that'll do it.
It looks like she only had 2 albums.
Oh, this is crazy.
No, it looks like she only had the 1 album.
She was a child actress and she was in Hairspray, the John Waters film.
Wow.
Minor roles.
Or at least there's only 1 album on Apple Music.
She was in an alt-rock band called Eve's Plum.
I know that band.
Do you? I've never heard of it in my life.
Yeah, what was their song?
Looks like they were on an episode of Beavis and Butthead. Blue? Die Like Someone? I Want It All?
Yeah, Blue. I think that was the name of the song. Or I Want It All. Maybe it was one of those 2 songs.
Yeah, it's off their album Envy from 1993.
This is I Want It All.
This is a post Nevermind signing for sure.
Yeah, I've definitely heard this song.
Huh. That's crazy that you know who that band is. I definitely don't remember that. But 93, I was a small child.
Blue? Let's see here. What does Blue sound like?
Oh, she's also in Dracula 2000. Get Over It, Scary Movie 2.
Well, she's probably in Scary Movie 2 because that came out.
Yeah.
It was probably making fun of her being the graduation song girl.
Yeah. Oh, since 2019, she's served as a music executive for Netflix. And she was also, in 2012, appointed as the vice president of music at Nickelodeon. She's,
I mean, at least she's still working.
Good career, yeah.
Good for her. Can't hate on her for that.
Good for Vitamin C.
I mean, what does a music executive do for Netflix?
Who knows? Maybe she just gets rights to songs.
I guess she re-recorded a version of Graduation called Worst Year Ever in 2020, changing to reflect on live during the pandemic.
My gosh, I don't ever want to hear that song in my life. That sounds horrific and incredibly stupid.
Well, that's fun times. I mean, I knew we weren't going to have much to say about
but it is
Miss Vitamin C.
It really does put a picture on where we are in 1999, which is the
absolutely.
point. It's not all things that are great, but it is memorable and it is a snapshot into the world at the time.
Well, let's get to our episode, our very first episode of ECW on TNN. We open on footage of the Dudleys putting Balls Mahoney through a flaming table. And Joey Styles lets us know that this isn't the WWF. This isn't WCW. This is ECW.
On TNN.
Opening video package plays before going to Joey saying he's in Toledo, Ohio, introducing a match for the ECW World Television Championship. And Styles lists several people who have held the belt, including Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Too Cold Scorpio, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Taz. But perhaps the greatest champion is Rob Van Dam. And Joey sends it to our first match, which is a replay of Jerry Lynn versus Rob Van Dam with Bill Alfonso for the ECW World Television Championship from Hardcore Heaven 1999, which we covered in episode 362. So we're not going to cover it again. You can go listen to our thoughts of that match from that episode.
It's good.
But we'll give you the short, it is a very good match. But during the match, it does cut to commercials, coming back with an ad for the next pay-per-view and Archie Rules and the Hardcore Hotline. And once the match ends, style shills for ECWWrestling.com, merch, which includes videotapes, so you could get caught up on any ECW you want to go back and watch at that time, and hypes up the ECW World Heavyweight Championship, mentioning that Mick Foley, Conan, Perry Saturn, Rick Steiner, Ron Simmons, Chris Benoit, and Steve Austin never won it as we go to break.
Yeah, they're selling everything extra hard, as they probably should be. Kind of crazy that they used... But I guess it's one of those things where like not a lot of people have seen this. This is a great match. But you spent 6 minutes before the match starts, and then half of the episode is a 20-minute banger. It's a banger of a match.
Banger of a match.
But yeah, interesting programming.
Yeah. Well,
I don't necessarily know.
We'll talk
about it. Yeah.
We'll talk more about it. We come back to Joey talking Roller Jam, which comes on right after ECW on TNN.
Yeah, they're trying to, like, roller derby was a thing in the 70s.
Bringing it back.
Very similar to wrestling, and it had a moment where it was very popular. And it looks like they're trying to, every 20 years, you got to try the thing again. But I don't remember ever seeing it on TNN. So
Joey also says he will be talking to Taz after this commercial. And we then come back to a video showing the birth of Extreme, where Shane Douglas would throw down the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship, proclaiming himself the franchise and ECW World Champion, which we covered back in episode 129. And it also just so happens to be exactly 5 years, almost to the minute, as Styles claims. It was like the same day.
That's crazy.
That this show was airing on TNN, which I didn't put together until he said it, but I was like, oh, that's interesting. Styles then proceeds to name several people who have held the ECW World Heavyweight Championship, such as Raven, Sandman,
who you might know as Hardcore Hack now,
Terry Funk, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Sabu. But he then sends it to our second match of the show, Rhino with Steve Corino versus Taz for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. And the Human Suplex Machine takes the mic, telling his opponent that he will be choking him out and making him bleed. Beat me if you can. Survive if I let you. And Rhino enters the ring and immediately power bombs the champ, only for Taz to no-sell and flip off his opponent, followed by a clothesline that sends Rhino bailing to the floor to regroup.
I hate the no-sell, but it is Taz.
The Human Suplex Machine gives chase to run him into a railing before returning to the ring for a head and arm suplex, stomps, and placing Rhino on the ropes to connect with a super overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Rhino tries to fight back to no avail as Taz heads outside to grab a table, setting it up in a corner, followed by sending his opponent through it with a Tazplex. The Human Suplex Machine then locks on the Taz mission for the submission and the win. Post-match, the Human Suplex Machine continues the punishment by tossing Rhino through the remaining part of the table and taking the mic to do his catchphrase once more. And Joey starts talking about Taz eventually getting his hands on Steve Corino before sending it to a video about the Human Suplex Machine's toughest rival ever, Sabu. And the video is narrated by Paul Heyman, saying, "Once in a lifetime comes an athlete, so unique, he defies description. Once in a lifetime comes an athlete, so extraordinary, not even videotape does him justice. Since October 1st, 1993, ECW has been home to such an athlete. A man so insane, people flock from around the world to see him perform. An athlete so violent, you can't see him live anymore because he's banned from competing in the United States.
Ooh.
He is the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal. He is the death-defying athlete, known the world over as Sabu. As we go to break. And we come back to that same ad for Anarchy Rules and Hardcore Hotline again. Before we get our third match, Sal E. Graziano versus Spike Dudley. And Spike avoids locking up with the bigger man before kicking him in the meatballs and delivering an acid drop for the pin and the win.
Okay, all right.
It's the Giant Killer.
I know. I like Spike Dudley.
Post-match, Dudley celebrates his win with the fans. We then cut backstage to the Impact players, where Jason, Just Incredible, Lance Storm, and Dawn Marie all introduce themselves, when Cyrus would slide in to put himself over, even as the cameraman keeps going back to Dawn. We see footage of the Impact players attacking several wrestlers, including Shane Douglas, Jerry Lynn, Sid Vicious, and Tommy Dreamer, while Justin and Lance talk themselves up, saying they are smarter and they will play you like a violin. They got the stroke, the physical gifts, and the mental prowess. Styles then hypes up upcoming live events before Kid Rock's Bawitba music video is shown, interlaced with highlights of ECW talent to help introduce them. So it's basically the video plays, but just like random shots of wrestlers are shown with their name.
Yeah, with Chiron of their name.
So the next time you watch ECW on TNN, you'll be like, oh, hey, that's
that guy.
That guy.
But yeah, it's almost the whole song.
It is almost the entire song. We then go to Taz cutting a promo about how ECW will be taking TNN to the extreme. Talking about the hardcore aspects of the promotion, which consists of barbed wire and flaming tables. And the human suplex machine continues that when the dust settles, he is the man standing with the championship. His hands are his weapons, and he doesn't need anything else.
Well, he just used a table earlier in the show.
It's true, he did. Taz brings up Jericho, made him tap out. Shane Douglas choked him out as well. Bam Bam Bigelow, Too Cold Scorpio, Chris Candido, and Jerry Lawler have all fell victim to his hands, as we see video of all of these interactions. The human suplex machine then proclaims that people do not want their children to grow up to be like him. Stay tuned, because he will be the guy making people tap out. Beat me if you can. Survive if I let you. As we fade to black. So I ask you, Michael, what are your overall thoughts of the first episode of ECW on TNN from August 27th, 1999?
I don't think that it's terrible because you get two matches that are interesting. They kind of give you an idea of what the flavor of every of the product is, but it's not enough, nor will it ever be. I don't know what they could have done. I think that they tried. They put an incredible match to start it, but they also ate up a lot of airtime showing a great pay-per-view match. But I think if I turned this on and saw this match, I wouldn't turn it off. I wouldn't change the channel.
Right.
So it's an interesting one. I don't know exactly how I feel about it.
So there's some definitely good and bad here. In trying to introduce themselves to a new audience, they did some things that were kind of lame for the fans of ECW. So like, as us have been watching ECW since the beginning of creation, like, this was kind of a lame episode. But this is the first time I'm ever seeing any of these people, it might be a pretty fun episode because it does introduce a lot of the people to you. I do think that they were able to get over a handful of talents with what they showed.
RVD, Lynn, and Taz.
Yeah. So what originally was going to air as the first episode was they had filmed something, sent it off to TNN to be like, here's our first episode. And they were like, no, this isn't what we paid for.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was like they had filmed a show at a random
one of the
like taping or whatever. And I guess TNN just didn't like the quality of it. So they were like, and it was like so last minute that, and TNN just wouldn't show it. So they like had to throw something together. And so then that's when they decided to put the Hardcore Heaven match on the show.
Huh. I wonder like why they were like, no, this quality isn't good enough. What's the difference between this and that? Like,
I don't know the specifics of it.
Yeah. I'm just thinking out loud.
But like, I think TNN literally thought the production values were going to be up to the level of what WWF and WCW have.
And WCW is only half as good as WWF
and it's just
when
like,
it comes to production value.
These guys don't have any money, and TNN, you barely are giving them any money at all to begin with. And then you're not promoting. Like, here's the thing. Like, this show never gets promoted.
No.
Ever on TNN.
I didn't know it existed until I was changing the channel on a Friday night in like 99, 2000.
Literally the only time they ever showed ads for ECW was during ECW and Roller Jam.
Yeah. That was their wrestling block or whatever.
So it's like, so you're showing ads to the people that you already know are probably watching this show. Like, why wouldn't you air ads during, a Tuesday night at 7:00? Be like, hey, we got ECW on Friday nights. Check it out. Yada, yada, yada.
I think that my assumption is that TNN didn't really care. And they're just like, oh, this will be an experiment. We'll give them a little bit of money. Wrestling's hot right now. Maybe we can get a few extra viewers or something.
I mean, I do think that even at a 0.9, I think ECW was still like one of the higher rated shows on TNN at the time.
Really?
But until, I think they basically used it as will our fans come and watch this? Okay, they will. So then WWF, because WWF ends up on TNN in the next year and a half.
Yeah.
They leave USA, come to TNN. They switched title name to, Spike. And it's what Raw's on for a long time.
I didn't realize that Raw ever left USA.
Yep.
Did they ever go back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were on USA, then they went to Spike, went back to USA. Now they're on Netflix, but SmackDown's now on USA.
Yeah.
Good. Where's the smart marks at? All right, fuck you.
I think it's time. We're going to smark it up, but we're not going to do our normal thing because 3 matches and they're like, the good is the Jerry Lynn and Rob Van Dam, which we didn't cover in the episode because
we covered it in the past. But it rules. It's exciting. It's some of the best.
You should definitely watch that match.
It's kind of about as good as ECW gets for us personally, for our tastes. Disappointing
is that, the other 2 matches are basically squash matches that I probably would have put an Impact Players match on the show.
I would say,
or a little Guido Super Crazy match, something like that.
Which is maybe some of the stuff that they recorded. I think it's a bummer that it doesn't feel like a show. It almost feels like a recap show.
It's a recap show.
Which is like, it doesn't feel...
So it's a horrible premiere episode of a TV show.
They did a good job of trying to pack like information in, but it doesn't feel special at all.
No, it doesn't feel special at all. Like I've seen complaints that Joey shouldn't have brought up so many WWF and WCW guys, but I'm like,
that's what the ECW is going to do.
That's a way of telling the new fan, hey,
this is a place.
These are a place that these people this is a place that these people have come to, and they either they're in the lineage of these belts, or they weren't good enough to win this belt, that kind of thing.
I think it would be silly if they didn't do that. That's ECW.
I thought so too.
That's what ECW
Yeah, when I saw those complaints online, I was just kind of like,
what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Like, That's exactly what you do to
They are
tell the new fan.
Yeah. If they're on a, like, if the world of wrestling in the United States is WWF and WCW, which is much smaller at this point as far as fandom goes.
Yeah.
ECW is like
it's literally
it's the moon. It's like not even on the planet. It's like circling it.
I mean, they're literally getting. We know how bad WCW has been in ratings because they're getting less than half the rating that Raw and SmackDown are getting. This is getting half the rating of WCW.
Yeah.
Like,
which is pretty good for ECW,
yeah,
honestly.
Exactly.
Considering all things considered.
Anything surprising on this show?
That it wasn't a show.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, cool. I didn't think it was going to be live, but I thought it was going to be an edited. I figured since when I saw the runtime, it's only an hour. I was like, I assumed that they shot a show and then picked matches out of that and like edited it down, but from a singular show, as opposed to this, which feels like.
Now, future episodes of ECW
will do that.
Is more like that. They do finally convince TNN to like, hey, we have to do that. We can't just do this kind of episode every week because that's just going to be dumb. But so they actually do start telling stories.
It needs to feel exciting
on the show.
Yeah.
I think it was just because it was such a last minute thing that TNN went, no, we can't show this, that they had to put something out because they had already said, hey, we're premiering.
They're like, all right, well, what's the best match we have recently? It's like, well, Jerry Lynn and RVD.
Yep.
Like, and then, well, we got to introduce Taz. And then after that, it was just a lot of talking about guys you didn't see wrestle. It felt like a pilot that wasn't supposed to air.
Yeah,
it felt like the package that they sent them to like get hired in the first place.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Turn the lights down, turn the projector on, because we're ready to rumble. This week we're covering the film Lost in a Harem, released November 8th, 1944 by MGM. It was directed by Charles Reznor and written by Harry Ruskin, John Grant, and Harry Crane. It would star Bud Abbott, Lou Costello, Marilyn Maxwell, and Murray Leonard. And the plot of it was two bumbling magicians help a Middle Eastern prince regain his rightful throne from his despotic uncle. And some trivia for this one, it was the film was banned in Morocco and had to be edited before it could be shown in Syria. And Costello had recovered from rheumatic fever, having been bedridden for months before filming. And it was filmed using leftover sets and costumes from another MGM production, Kismet.
Okay, leave this up. Abbott and Costello will come in and they'll make a goofy little picture.
Yep. So reviews and ratings for this one. IMDb has it at a 6.3, while Letterboxd is at a 3.3. And I found this review from Steve Simmels from Entertainment Weekly in 1992. The plot is typically ludicrous. Production values are lavish. Supporting cast plays everything absolutely straight. And Abbott and Costello get to do some of their most hilarious vaudeville. As good as lowbrow screen comedy gets. And my review was, the first 15 minutes were rough getting to the plot of the film, as I thought we were just going to get random bits from the guys. But the story starts moving, and the pace picks up, and many funny moments follow. Jimmy Dorsey provides some really good musical interludes, which does make the film a bit longer than needed, but they are all well done sequences. And some of the funnier bits include Pokomoko and Invisible Mike, which both made me laugh out loud. And the wrestler of this film is Tor Johnson, this is our 11th time to see him. He plays one of the prince's men named Major Domo. And I couldn't pick him out of a lineup with all the beards that were about.
Yeah, everybody's dressed up.
but he had no lines, so he was just kind of there. So I gave the movie a 3.5. This is probably my favorite Abbott Costello film that we've covered, and a wrestler performance of 2.5 because obviously I couldn't pick him out at all, so I couldn't tell you what exactly he did. I just know he was
there.
He was there.
He wore the beard.
But if this does sound interesting, go check out your local library. They can probably there's probably an Abbott Costello collection that this film is on.
Yeah,
so
11 films for $5.99 at Walmart.
Yeah, something like that.
One of those kind of things.
If any of this sounds fun, or any of Abbott Costello sounds fun to you, which they are usually pretty fun. I haven't liked all of their movies.
I mean, is the one everybody talks about Abbott and Costello Frankenstein?
We haven't gotten to that one yet.
I know, but that's like their most famous movie.
That is probably their most famous. They're ones with the Universal monsters are probably considered their best ones.
And they're the ones that people still talk about.
Yeah. Next week, we're staying in TV land and watching WWF SmackDown from September 9th, 1999. So we're going to go a couple weeks into the future.
9999?
That's right. And music from this week's show is This Is Extreme by Harry Slash and the Slashtones. And Spike Dudley won our main event.
If we have one, yeah.
I was like, sure, why not? Give it to Spike. We'll never play his music probably ever.
Yeah.
But it's Highway to Hell by AC/DC. So hopefully this episode's still up when you listen to it.
So you on Spotify didn't like Highway to Hell, so we're going to put in Taz's music. Survive If I Let You by Harry Slash and the Slashtones.
It's funny, too, because this was taped off of TV, and we watched it on our computers, and they're playing the songs. Like, I heard Pantera's Walk, and I was just like, does TNN just not care? Or like,
ECW just didn't care.
But like,
sure,
you would think
come
that
at us, bro.
The cable channel would be like, hey guys, we can't just be playing.
I mean, copyright music wasn't as
it's not a big
no one gave as much of a crap back then, so
I'm sure Pantera did not give a shit.
I mean, technically, if anyone uses your music, you should probably go, oh, thanks for the free advertising.
Yeah.
I mean, unless someone's using it for a reason that you don't believe in, aka many political reasons.
Yeah, but that's just not the world we live in.
Exactly. But if you like this episode, even with the short time frame that this one has been,
it's got to be the shortest episode.
I don't know if it's the shortest one ever, but it's probably close. We did have those one show where we did like one match, so
oh yeah,
instead of just like a 45-minute TV show. So
blame vitamin C. There just wasn't as much. We milked all.
We tried to milk graduation as much as possible. But you can always rate and review us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you find your podcast app. If you're having issues finding an episode on Spotify, just hit up any of the other places that I just mentioned, because they're probably there.
They're all in my podcast app, which is just
they're all in mine as well. But
Google, probably.
As far as I know, nothing has been taken off of Apple, and that's usually where all your other podcast catchers collect them from.
Yeah.
Other than Spotify and YouTube, you have to. This is behind the scenes technical mumbo jumbo, but like you have to submit them individually to them, Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah.
So they can personally.
So they can
run them through their AI and make sure that you're not doing copyright stuff, which, guys, I do copyright shit because I don't get paid for it, and so I don't really care. And so if it gets taken down,
whatever.
It's just whatever. We're having fun. I want to play the music that I want to play, so
it's a free show.
I do editing stuff to try and take away from it. Like, hopefully, we're always talking over music now.
Yeah.
Instead of just having random music play. So hopefully it's still up if you're hearing this, since Highway to Hell is playing right now.
Yeah. But if it's not, it's somewhere. It's in the ether.
It is. But you can email us any questions, comments, concerns. I mean, if you know a cheap way to get a music license, I'll take it.
sure.
because I want to keep
such
I
thing.
want to keep playing music, but not paying for
You
it.
can start using karaoke versions.
We have used like
Oh, yeah.
off-brand versions of songs, and they're still taking stuff down. But you can always email us at WrestlingHistoryX@gmail.com or find us on X at WrestlingHistoX. That's Wrestling HISTOX. We'll talk to you next week.